Hello there, and welcome to episode 109 of the Paropod with your boys, Mark and Owen.
Boys.
How are we?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I am good.
And
New year.
New year, new me. Us. New year. Or was it New Year last time?
I'm pretty sure it was, but I think that it was only the second day.
Yeah.
It was, or was it even? It was only around the first of the month.
Was it?
2 weeks ago. No, it wasn't even, was it?
It was the 10th, I think.
What film did we talk about last time?
It was Avatar 2 and Arabato.
Oh yeah, it was. Sorry, I'm thinking of the.
How did I forget that? My housemate actually asked me today. I was like, I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. Honestly, can't remember. It was a short episode anyway, but
Yeah.
this one we're gonna keep it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
A little bit fire. It's a new year, you know.
It's New Year.
Time to bulk out a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Hibernation season. We're trying to, we're in bulk mode, and we're trying to fatten ourselves up with content. I took the day off work to watch movies.
Did you?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good day.
I actually shouldn't have said that because I'm sick.
We'll edit this. We'll edit.
I encourage everyone to take a personal day to themselves. Personal days is like, do you get personal days in your job?
No, I don't think so. What's a
Yeah.
personal day?
In civil service, all public jobs, you're entitled to personal days. So you just take random days. It's like not even a holiday. It's just you just take days off, like personal days. It's like fuck that. I'm not going to work. It's my day. Like it's my time. Everyone should take a personal day, especially if you get paid to be sick, which a lot of people do after a certain amount of time in the job. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they get paid minimum wage, or even if you take a week off work, the government will pay you. The government will pay you instead. Even if your job wasn't wanted, the government will pay you $350.
$350. That's pretty solid.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little life hack there. I encourage everyone to take as much time off work as possible and just watch movies, flake out, sleep, eat, and look after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been trying to do more and more. As in,
Mental health.
but yeah,
important.
mental health is important. Yeah,
It also just feels really good.
it feels really good. It's like how people should actually live. You know, work is awful. So overrated.
Work is awful. I've been listening to Bullshit Jobs. I think I was talking about this last time.
Yeah, Dave Graeber. Yeah.
Very good book.
Mm.
I'm listening to it, I'm like, I know that my job, I don't have a bullshit job as described in the book. I don't.
How's it described in the book?
It's like certain jobs that like you don't see as a worker value in what you in the service or good or whatever you do provides. That's like one of the main things about it is like even the worker themselves believe that like what they do is pointless.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of examples in the book. Can't remember a single one of them right now.
so many,
but
man. So many.
There's a load of examples in the book, and like it's just like interview after interview describing these people's situations, how that applies to like this idea of a bullshit job, and like the general unhappiness of just work in general.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Because like even if you don't have a bullshit job, you might do some bullshit tasks
Every day.
and it's like like sometimes yes, that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the nature of office jobs, though.
It really is. So you work in service, you know. It's like, or you work in any other like a minimum wage job, and you work in an office job. You're like, what the fuck is this? Why am I getting paid double what I was before?
But there's
Because
a
you
lot
have
of
to work.
there's a lot of examples where it's like higher than that though. It's like middle management.
Oh man, stop. Middle management, whole different.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
It's literally pointless. They literally, there's no point to that work. There's no actual value provided whatsoever. It's basically just a money laundering scheme. You know,
Yeah,
the whole thing
essentially,
is.
There's this whole thing where like there's a bit where he talks to some fella whose whole thing is about efficiency or something like that, and he's hired in a bank, and his job was basically just like a box ticking job, like a job that the company just needs someone to have, but doesn't have anything for them to do. They just need to have someone be there to be that. And there's like no work to do. So, and he realized that was the whole thing because he came to them and was like, okay, so this company, this bank has like 120,000 employees. We could get rid of 80,000 of these employees and just like automate everything and like just cut out like 3/4 of the workforce and just make so much more money And they were like, no, we can't do that because like you need to have people employed.
Yeah.
And like that's just his job there was, well, what I'm doing now is completely pointless.
It's like when they came after COVID, when everyone forced everyone to come back into the office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, this is bullshit. This doesn't need to be the way.
It literally makes there's still
Now-
no actual justification for why that was done.
Now,
There's still no good reason.
loads of people do much prefer going into the office, I think.
I don't care.
It's like sometimes I enjoy going into the office.
Sometimes I
Something
enjoy
to
going
do.
to the office, but I prefer to have the option not to go into the office.
I think it's the balance though. Because I think I was working just fully at home, and now I appreciate the days that I work from home a lot more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's like the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Have a
The
balance.
reward of that is higher now.
Yeah. You give people. If you insist we work 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, give us 2 days where you can just sit at home and work instead of having to come in every single day and spend an hour commuting back and forth every single day. It's fucking. There's no. In my job, that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
There's no good reason why that's in place. It does not. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's just like it's company policy because it is. It's like that's the way it is. So what do you mean that's the way it is? So why?
Why?
They literally don't have a reason. They just do it because that's the way it is. That's what they told us to do. Just following orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just go.
Pure bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy. That's the way it is. Silly stuff, bullshit jobs. It's pandemic level.
It is.
It's
And
insane.
there's a whole thing in the book about like the cultural scar that has on a generation as well. And I was like, yeah, because especially when you think about like the amount of people that are going away. Like we were just talking about this before the podcast. The amount of people that are fleeing and going to like
Fucking off.
Australia and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Years off. It wouldn't be ours for me.
I would not be arsed with Australia. I'd love to go to Australia, visit it.
It's so far away though.
I don't know how I could possibly do that because you have to take a month off work. So it means you wouldn't get another holiday for a year.
I know people that do that. There's a fellow in work that does that.
What?
Goes home to Brazil. He doesn't take a day off throughout the entire year, and then saves up all the
Oh
holidays to go
yeah. Loads of people do that.
Christmas.
Yeah, loads of people I know. Loads of Brazilians I know do that as well. But like, it's like that's going home.
Yeah.
Just going to some fucking random country I've never been to. I'm not going to do that.
Don't know if I'm going to enjoy it or not. Like, what if
yeah.
I hate it?
Like, I'm just not going to. I'm never going to do that realistically. But I would love to visit hypothetically. If at some point I didn't have a job or I was sacked and I had loads of free time, I'd love to go to Australia. But I would not move there. It's too far away. What if I wanted to go home?
Yeah.
It's like you can't.
You can't.
You can't go
Good
home.
luck.
Yeah, try.
It's a Alcatraz.
Yeah, have a go at it. It's literally an island prison, But like, I'm sure people are having fun over there.
Oh, it looks whopper.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks great.
Not for me, though.
I don't think it's for me though.
Not for me. But yeah, everyone's fucking off because it's like, oh, what's the point? What's the point?
What's the point?
And they have kind of a they have a good point. I think there's a
Mix that with the problem with housing as well.
exactly yeah. But I think it's like a thing with like Western Europe or just Europe in general. It's like everything has been fucking flattened already.
I was gonna say everything's plateaued.
Yeah, all opportunities have basically been exhausted, and now it's a build up of like bullshit jobs and like bureaucracy and all that stuff. It has been for a long, long time. But like at least but like hypothetically in places like Canada, America, and like Australia, still kind of not really, but like frontier kind of nations where there are things that like haven't. There is some more sense of like at least from the outside that there's like things that you could do that would with your hands or like things you could like even like entrepreneurship. The Americans are mad about that. It's not just
the American dream.
It's not just an ideological thing. There actually is more like kind of it's more fluid. There's more stuff you can explore. It's such a big space. Whereas in Europe, it's like what will I invent? It's like there's nothing to invent. There's nowhere to go. There's no gold you can go digging for. There's no diamonds. There's nothing. There's no like. You just do what your dad did or like your son will do.
America's looking out into outer space. It seems.
Are they?
That's like a goal. That's the next frontier.
Space. I'd love to go to space.
No, but
I fuck Australia, but I go to space.
I was listening to you and I stopped listening 1 second. I've no idea what you're talking about.
I was talking about
no, but
I can't even remember.
Yeah, no, what I was gonna say is oh fuck, I can't remember now. That's bad podcasting right there.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I forgot.
You've lost it, man.
I've lost it, bro. I couldn't. No, that combination of bullshit job and housing. because like that's like pure late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
Like that's the outcome of this resource exhausting system. And so as a result, you're seeing I think like more radicalization on both sides. Or at least it seems like it. I think a lot of the internet exasperates that, but I think with a generation that's being born into the internet.
You mean politically?
Yeah, politically.
Right.
I think that like once that generation gets older and become, you know, fully fledged adults, that might actually become a repercussion.
Yeah. It could go very, very, very badly.
Yeah, it could.
You know, based on what I've seen, you know, people are, you know, the way every generation's like, we're gonna grow, we're gonna get old, all these fucking dinosaurs are gonna die off, and then we'll change everything, you know. And obviously, it's like the whole thing is like
it's like one side of the argument, but then the other side is far worse.
yeah, and it's like they say that, and then like it never happens. But obviously, to some extent, it does happen, but like in a kind of different way. But like, yeah, what like polarization, you know, kind of radicalization in varying different directions on different axes and all this stuff. It could go either way. It really could. Yeah. It's like when you talk about, I think Marshall McLuhan. Touch back with our pal Marshall, we haven't talked about 50 episodes.
Yeah, but bro, keep going.
Yeah. He talked about when you have a new technology, there's basically no way to control it until after. There's no way to see
what's happening until years after the fact.
There's no way to foresee what impact it'll have on like human nature and like the environment and like just anything in general until only through hindsight can you actually assess what happened or what will happen.
Yeah.
And we're like we don't have the benefit of hindsight, like, you know, the internet, all these things, digital communication, the global environment. It's like we have literally this is all new.
Yeah.
Like none of this existed 50 years ago. This is all new, and it's changed the way people think, changed the way people communicate.
Rapidly.
It changes literally
in the past 20 years.
It changes it literally changes the the actual biosphere of the earth. There's no possible way we could reasonably predict what will happen. All we know is that things will kind of there will be new variables, new extremes. Things will get worse, not necessarily in a qualitative sense, but things will just get more extreme, and we have no idea how it's going to react and bounce off each other.
Especially when you identify global warming then on top of that as well.
Yeah. Like, it all ties into the same thing. It's all the same system, bro. It's like Avatar. Yeah, but exciting.
It's exciting times.
Well,
no, it's awful. Happy New Year, everyone. The future isn't looking good.
2023.
Do you know what I feel like we're like?
What are we like?
We're like the guy at the start of HBO's new hit TV show, The Last of Us.
I was just thinking that's such a great segue. And then
I saw the layup and I took it.
You saw the layup and you hit it out the park. I'm mixing metaphors as well. We're all over the shop here.
We're 30 minutes in.
You hit this layup over the park. Anyway, The Last of Us. You've seen The Last of Us as well?
I've seen the first episode. I have played the entirety of The Last of Us game. Part 1. Have not touched Part 2 yet. Simply because the opportunity of purchase has not been cheap enough yet. So I'm waiting. Playing the long con here.
That's it.
But yeah, you also watched this, didn't you?
I did indeed. I had The Last of Us back in the day. I don't remember anything about it. But I had the when it first came out. But then I heard all about this new TV show. I was like, I have to watch this. Everyone's like, The Last of Us is really good.
The best video game adaptation of all time.
Really?
That's what I heard. That's what intrigued me.
Yeah,
I was like, that sounds... I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
This isn't like, Super Mario Bros. The movie or... what's another really
Tomb
bad?
Raider.
Tomb Raider. Or... Well, no, apparently the new Tomb Raider's alright, but, Assassin's Creed or something like that.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. One of those really, really...
Mortal
some of the worst
Kombat.
movies of all time have been video game adaptations.
Yeah. Almost all of them.
I can't think of a TV show adaptation like this.
A what? A TV show, video game adaptation. Yeah, but like The Last of Us seemed really suited. It was very cinematic anyway. Like.
Oh, that was the whole thing of it.
Yeah.
That's the entire point of the of the video game was that it was just like very extremely cinematic.
It's like Uncharted.
I think it's the same company as well. But like The Last of Us is just like there's just something about
it's the same main character as well.
I think it's the grit and the edginess of Last of Us that makes it like an Oscar video game. Like if video games had Oscars, The Last of Us is a video game Oscar movie.
Yeah. Oscar bait.
And it's good. I really like The Last of Us.
The show?
No, the video game.
Oh, what do you think of the show?
The TV show. Yeah, it's. I think it's really weird seeing a video game get a big budget, like high drama like this. A HBO video game adaptation. You know, they didn't even do The Walking Dead, didn't they? No.
No, that was AMC.
Yeah. So like HBO, it just got that. Like they did The Sopranos. you know,
Succession, which I've also been rewatching.
And this
so good.
The first episode is it's like a really good Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's very good. I think not to be a negative ninny, but the second half, I was like, this is so fucking boring. Who cares? I found it hard to care what was happening in the second half of the first episode.
The start is
incredible. So good.
That the whole like everything when they get into the car.
Yeah.
So intense.
Yeah,
so well done.
It's proper cinematic. And you're like, oh, holy shit, what's gonna happen next? Oh, watch out. What's her name? I forget the characters' names. But like, yeah. It's very, 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 very well done. Very, very tense.
See, that's the thing is that like that whole is just like more or less
from the game, yeah.
More or less shot for shot from the video game, like
yeah.
But it's just like it's just cool, you know. I think what's the guy's name? What's their man's name?
Pedro Pascal. Oh,
man, he's whopper. I love that dude.
He is very, very good.
Very good.
Very handsome man.
Very sexy man. And then your one that plays Ellie. I've seen clips of her from like later episodes. She seems really good as well. You know, well suited for the character. See, I don't know anyone else is in this TV show though.
I have no idea. I don't know who any of the characters are. I wasn't, to be honest, I didn't really care about any of the characters except for him. You know, I didn't. Well, Tommy seems pretty cool.
Tommy's cool.
He seemed pretty cool.
There's going to be characters later on though that I know that we'll meet, and they will have, you know, deep impact. Like
more lore, more arcs. But all the stuff about like, you know, I don't know, the second half I was just like, I don't care what's happening here. It's like as soon as
it was set up, it was an intriguing beginning and then set up for like, this is what the show is now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
She's immune. He's gonna, you know, bring her to where she needs to go.
Yeah, it's like Children of Men.
Yeah. It's just Children of Men.
It's basically just Children of Men.
It's every single, you know, it's what's that film called? I think The Girl with All the Flowers. I think that's one of those. It's you ever see that film?
No.
It's a zombie film. It's a British film. I think it's basically just that plot as well. But I think that came after the last, regardless.
Yeah, but anyway, as soon as it hit 2023, I was like, I don't care what's happening here. It's like, this is so like, I don't care about the fireflies and all that bollocks. And like
Mark, that's what we're talking about. The radicalization on both sides.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is so. It's like such a. It's like you know, obviously it's based on a video game, but I was like, oh, this is so like this has been done a million times before, like. Well, obviously,
the start of The Last of Us is so boring. It's well done, the video game. Like, that's the thing with The Last of Us is like, that's why I'm hopeful for where this thing goes. Because the start of The Last of Us, where you're playing as a little girl, whopper. Then the setup from getting to where the TV show now, like the first episode anyway, where that ends, is so boring to play as well.
Very good, very good.
So I'm hopeful for like where the rest of it goes.
Yeah, hopefully it picks up because the whole underground guerrilla organization and like they started going on about we need to. They're like defending democracy or something. I was like, this is so cheesy. It's insane. But like the first half, even the opening with the British guy talking to the that was a very, very good setup. Even
very poignant.
Yeah. Even like it's very. I was like, this is very. I don't know if that was ripped from the video game.
It's not done in the video game. It is that like the bug or the shroom that gets into you and takes over your mind. That is in the video game. But the way that it ties it into like how that can happen is like, mushrooms don't grow, at a certain. It's too cold. It's like, yes, but if the plant was to heat up and a modification would happen, this could potentially happen. Yeah, and then it just cuts to 2003 and like, I see what you're doing there.
That's what I felt was very very interesting. The way they kind of tied it into, real life. Yeah, it's actually what we're talking about. It's like when you increase, it's not simple, but it sounds simple. If you increase the temperature by 1 degree. It like sets off a lot of fucking cluster bombs, ecological cluster bombs, which you don't know where it's going to go. It's like part of what's coming with global warming is that it basically creates like all our models for how to deal with major like public emergencies, like hurricanes, like pandemics, like pretty much everything is based on the data that we have, like from the past, from like the last 100 years. But if you increase the temperature like 1-2 degree, suddenly that data doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't work
because it doesn't.
And you add in like transportation technology, all that stuff.
Yeah. Even like the internet infrastructure, communication infrastructure, it's all built for a model which will soon be out of date by like the end of the century. It's like what happens then, like, and like even like the power grid, it's all built for a world which won't exist in 100 years. I thought it was a very interesting point to make. It's very rarely kind of made in like TV. A lot of the global warming stuff is just like, oh, save the planet, save the world.
Yeah, but this, like, here's the really horrifying aspect of global warming.
Yeah. It's like horrifying stuff will happen, which we have literally no way to predict what could happen. And this is the the zombie apocalypse version, which is actually plausible, but not really plausible. But it's
like
artistic license.
Yeah, artistic license with possibilities. It's interesting, it's well like shot and acted and stuff like that. I think the violence in it hits hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
those
the girl
zombies,
dies.
the zombies, bro. I just want to talk about them though. The fucking the weird tentacle shit that they got coming out of their mouth. Oh man, gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, fungus. Fuck that. Fuck fungus. Now when the girl dies, I was like, that's so sad. It actually hit hard. Because it's coming.
So
it's coming for ages. But then you're like, surely no. And yeah, that whole scene in the car. It's just the whole setup. It's just like the panic, the kind of the lull, the domestic lull of like, yeah, everything's fine. And things start to slowly go wrong.
It's like you can hear it in the background, things are getting worse.
Yeah,
like this foreboding wave is approaching our main characters.
Yeah, it's very, very good. But yeah, as I said, I didn't vibe with the second half. But I'm sure maybe I will with the second episode. Perhaps we'll pick up like the video game.
I have high hopes.
High
hopes. Do we have high hopes though, Mark, for our continuation of the Alien versus Predator franchise?
I'm bullish.
With the underdog of this fight, I would say, the Predator, which is unusual. But every time I've seen Alien vs Predator, God, man, Predator gets his shit wrecked.
Yeah.
And I think that comes down to the film as well, because the film is, had Alien and Aliens come out yet?
When this came out,
Alien definitely had aliens.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm not sure.
I have no way of verifying that information.
Well, check your phone there. God, we're bad at this podcast, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure Predator came out beforehand, and then when Predator 2 comes out, then they reference Alien versus Predator, or like they just like.
No, this is after Aliens.
Big shoes, and it's kind of ballsy that they even tried to attempt it. But I'm talking shy here, bro.
This is the kind of thing where like they try to make this like a spin-off of a solid IP that everyone loves. Let's make a spin-off using a character, or like let's just like pull from the same universe and try to like fool people into going to see it. But
surely Predator didn't have comic books at this stage.
What
are you talking about?
Did it have comic books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it?
No, I mean like it's from the Alien universe. They're pulling from the Alien universe, and
that's in the second film though, not this one.
What do you mean?
Okay, let's start again.
What are you talking? Okay, I'm talking about Alien.
Yes.
A beloved film, one of the greatest films ever made.
Yes.
Aliens comes out. James Cameron, greatest action film of all time, apparently, quote unquote. Everyone loves it. The studio execs are sitting there in their ivory towers. They're like stroking their beards, twirling their mustaches.
Let's make another action sci-fi film.
Yeah, like everyone fucking loves this IP. Let's fool them into going to see another film which we'll say is related. They do this now more than ever, and almost every single time that film is dog shit. But this is probably the original example of it actually working. I'm not sure about the story behind how Predator came to be, but it actually worked. It's a spin-off which actually makes sense and contributes to the lore, to the love, to the to kind of the universe that it's sucking the life from, that it was designed to suck life from. It actually made it better.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it doesn't happen these days. Just doesn't happen.
No, they don't make them like they used to.
Except for Prometheus.
But regardless, no, yeah, I have I think this is the first 18s film I've ever seen when I was younger. Remember, my dad really likes Predator, and then I don't know what age I was, but he sat me down. He's like, Predator was coming up on like Sky Movies, and he had recorded it. And he's like, "Owen, I'm gonna show you Predator."
What age are you?
I cannot
18.
remember. Yeah, it was like it was like 2 weeks ago. So I watched this film for the first time. But no, Predator's good. I've always enjoyed Predator. I much prefer Alien, and I also do prefer Aliens.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't expecting. I thought I was going to prefer Predator, but it's alright. It's good.
Yeah, I love Predator. It's very good.
It's good.
The
setup is very good.
So cheesy.
It's basically Aliens, though, isn't it?
It's Aliens, but like more fun, way more fun,
way more cheesy,
in my opinion.
Like it's just a bunch of like hotshot heroes.
Yeah.
You see a sequence where they actually just like blow this shit out of this this camp, and then they meet an alien and they just get fucking wrecked and they're not prepared for this. It's Aliens with the Marines and that as well.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's like hindsight of like Arnie and Carl Weathers just like
they're so good,
just ripping it up with their oiled huge biceps.
Right, who's who, Mark? Right, me and you.
What do you mean?
Who's Arnie and who's Carl?
I have to be Carl Weathers, but I don't think I fit the profile.
No,
but you're Arnie, man.
Soon, bro.
You're a lot bigger than me. You go to the gym, man.
Yeah, we do that.
Get to the gym. Yeah. Get to the chopper.
Oh God.
So many amazing lines, but like it's actually well. It's not like these. Like if they made this film today, like if Predators, the whole Predators kind of like lineage.
It would be The Rock, wouldn't it, as well?
Yeah. It would be The Rock as the main character. Diesel. And it would be
or would it be Vin Diesel?
It would be The Rock. It would be The Rock, and he'd be going around and he'd be like so self-serious, and he'd be making the jokes that any kind of comic relief would be like fucking the lamest Marvel comic one-liners you could possibly imagine. And like Carl Weathers would be Chris Pratt. And it'd be the worst film you've ever seen. It would be Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
It would be Black Adam, and it would be absolutely dog shit. And he would direct it as well, like Black Adam. It'd be one of the worst movies ever made, and it would make 800.
Have you seen Black Adam?
No. it would make $800 million, but no one would like it. That's what would happen if this was made today. But anyway, it was made in the 80s, and you have Arnie, and he's like taking it seriously, but they're having fun at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need to have like, oh, we've got company. There's no like fucking stupid lines like that,
If you bleed, you can kill it.
Yeah. It's like
I think it's my favorite line in the film.
Yeah, they're having fun with it, but they're not taking the piss,
What's your favorite one-liner in the film?
My favorite one-liner. Get to the chopper.
So simple.
It's just very simple. If it bleeds, we can kill it. That is a classic.
I ain't got time to bleed. It's like, what?
What does that mean?
It's hard. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So maybe I do prefer this to Aliens. Actually, now that I think about it,
I really like this film. Yeah.
This film doesn't feel as long as Aliens.
Yeah. It's like 1:45, is it? It's quite short.
It is quite short, but God, it's a blast. I think it might be 150. But Aliens feels a lot longer.
Aliens is just more grave. It's more
of a horror.
Yeah. It has more. It's more serious, basically. Where Predator is just like it's like a fun movie. It's a fun marine alien movie.
Aliens is to be fair, over 2 hours long. Predator is not that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Predator is 147 minutes.
So would you say this is better?
No, Predator's not 147 minutes. 107 minutes.
The director's cut.
Yeah.
2.5
It's like
hours.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Or not Armageddon, fucking Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Yeah, Arnie went insane filming it. Don't take it so seriously.
Like after
bro.
this film ends, it's just Apocalypse Now plays.
It's
just Arnie.
Yeah,
but it's good.
It is. It's a great film. A lot of fun. Carl Weathers is great, and what's his name? Mick. He's great as well. The guy gets his head blown off.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite kill?
They're all very definitely that one.
They're all off screen, to be fair, but I love Carl's one when he gets his arm cut off. And he just keeps firing.
Yeah. It's because it's in Arrested Development.
Do you know what I fucking hate about this film though?
What?
I hate the laugh the Predator does at the end of the film.
The laugh. I can't remember the laugh.
He proper laughs, and it's not like
It's
he
like,
goes.
ho, 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 ho.
He's like, whoa, ho, ho, ho. It sounds like human, but he's not using a voice recorder or anything like that, like he was earlier on in the film. That's just his laugh. He's not using any tech.
Yeah, that's lame.
And it's so hokey.
Yeah, that is like why would
It does not match the vibe of anything else in the film,
like why would an alien laugh?
especially like that.
No other animal laughs. You know.
Imagine a xenomorph laughing.
Yeah. It's like they're aliens. You know, dogs don't laugh. You know, they're from a different planet. Don't laugh.
So the ending is a bit of a dud, but it's still good.
Yeah, so move 2 stars. For
Yeah.
the ending for that laugh.
No. This is a
4-star film.
This is a solid 4-star film.
Yeah.
I love the build up of the Predator.
The build up, yeah.
Just slaughtering them and just like it's like what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, there's a bit like with the tree guys like skinned on the hanging from the trees. You're like, what the hell happened here?
Who did this?
You know, it's very ominous. It's not like because an aliens you're like, I know what the story is here. You know, I've seen this. I know what's gonna happen here. You know.
Yeah, but this is a Predator.
This is the
And
Predator.
it's hunting them.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck is a
Whoa.
predator? You know.
They're
What
the prey.
They're the prey. Like Arnie's the prey. It's like I don't want to see what the predator is. Yeah, you know. Whoa.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Oh
It's
yeah.
got to get real.
It's a tour de force. Real tour de force.
Solid film.
80s action.
Right, so we're gonna do Predator 2
Yeah.
because we have to do that one because that's the one that directly references Alien.
Mm.
And then then it's Alien versus Predator, or do you want to finish off the Predator franchise?
I will do it chronologically, I suppose.
Well, we haven't done that so far. We did
Okay.
all the Alien films and then the sequels or the prequels.
You're right. I don't know why I said that.
So we'll go
Why did I say
Predator,
that?
Predator 2. See, this is the bad thing now because I know that we got Predators, which I think is like
It's not great.
it's mediocre at best.
Apparently, yeah.
And then the Predator, which is so bad.
When did that come out? The Predator.
2018, I'm going to say. 2019. I watched that film. What year did we go to Canada?
2019.
I watched this film on the plane over. And I regretted it.
How did you regret a film you watched on a plane? So I made a huge mistake. You just like turn this thing around.
I was like, I was full on like, oh man, I could have watched something so much better than this.
Yeah.
Even on a fucking airplane.
I always thought it was a great film, actually.
What,
Monsters Inc. And
Monsters Inc. Solid.
I think one of the Shreks. I think Shrek 1.
I watched Free Solo.
Oh yeah.
Which was like, I watched that. I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have watched. I shouldn't have watched on a plane. I should have watched this on a fucking proper TV. On a proper TV, it deserves that much.
You watch your Avatar 2 up
Yeah, I know,
on the back of someone's head.
That's what. Yeah, watching Avatar 2 on a fucking airplane.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, but even at that, I was like, oh man, the fact that I can appreciate the. Like how high this fucking mountain is, even on a fucking shitty airplane screen. I was like, that's a good movie. So, it sounds as a testament to Free Solo. That's a decent film.
You got gravity going on the back of someone's head.
It's like, this film is shit, bro. What are people talking about? Maybe that's the same thing with the Predator.
It needs to be IMAX 3D.
Then I'd like it.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus.
That's so funny.
Oh god. Do you ever tell me the mystery of
Oh, my chest hurts. Oh, I can't catch my breath. Oh,
oh god, I haven't laughed like that in a while.
yeah, that was good.
No, did I ever tell you about the mystery about the It's Always Sunny episode?
No.
So I was watching It's Always Sunny for like a few months, and I'd only just kind of started it before we went to Vancouver. And then when we came back, they didn't have It's Always Sunny on Canadian Netflix, so I didn't watch it for like 3 months. And then when we came back home, I started watching it again. And then I got to around season 10, and an episode started, and I was like, I've seen this before. And I couldn't, I was like, But I didn't watch it with my ex at the time. I was like, I didn't watch it with her because I remember those episodes. When the fuck did I watch this episode? And I could not figure it out. And it was only when we were talking to Neil, literally, I swear to God, this has been bothering me for like 2 years. I couldn't figure out how I watched it. One day we were hanging out with Neil, and Neil said something about watching like Sopranos or something. And I was like, I watched that episode of It's So Sunny on the airplane to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
driving me fucking insane. I could not remember.
Yeah, I actually remember you saying that. I don't know if you implanted that in my brain, Inception style, just there, but I feel like I remember you saying that, yeah.
It was like that I cast that into the universe, begging for an answer.
Calling out into the void.
Please. And one day I got my answer. Oh my God, it was most satisfying. Like, it was like putting the final piece of a jigsaw together.
Yeah.
And the whole picture just made sense.
Change your life.
I'm telling you.
That's what Neil does.
That's what he does. That's the power of Neil.
Yeah. The wall.
I'll tell you. What else would I watch? I have also watched Velma. I watched the first 2 episodes of this. Another HBO show, but this is a HBO Max original. Touted as the worst TV show of all time.
According to IMDb.
1.3 on IMDb.
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot more to IMDb's
user base.
User base.
The brainiacs at IMDb, yeah.
I really think that that just reflects more so on IMDb than it does on this TV show. Because it's not that bad.
It can't be that bad.
It is really bad though, but I think it's more so that that first episode, it's so much worse than you think it's gonna be.
Really?
It's
as bad as people say. Because I've only heard, I've only read and heard the worst things that I've ever heard about any show.
I haven't seen anyone say anything positive about this TV show, other than people being like, it's not that bad. 8 out of 10.
yeah. I seen it has 42% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just proof that Rotten Tomatoes is fucking astroturf to bits. To absolute bits. All those Marvel films, fuck off. Certified fresh. No thanks.
No thank you.
But yeah.
No, the thing about Velma is that it's just this. It's meta humor to a boiling point where there's nothing underneath to grasp you.
What do you mean by meta humor?
So the show opens and this girl walks into a shower and all these, mind you, I'm pretty sure they're meant to be 15, 16 years old. I'm fairly certain. There might be 17.
I read about, it's why are they having this kind of content? Yeah.
These people are not 18. That's for fucking certain.
Yeah.
All take off their clothes and get into the shower, and there's a hot shower stands with steam, and so you don't see any of the girls' bits. But they immediately go if this was the first episode of a TV show, we would use more sexuality and more nudity than in any other episode to set the boundary that that's what this TV show is. And that is just so annoying.
yeah.
It's just it's not a joke, it's just telling you what it is with no rhythm or anything like that. It's just lines like that constantly. It's can't catch a break from the meta. I can't latch on to anything that's actually going on.
You can just see yourself watching the show.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's the TV show is aware that I'm watching it constantly.
So what's the point?
There's no sincerity whatsoever or anything. Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. But that second episode isn't the same level as bad.
Same humor, is it?
It's pull back a little bit, just a tad, but also then puts its foot into just way too much dick jokes. There's so many dick jokes in the second episode.
Not a fan of them.
No, it's bad. It's bad in a whole different other way, and it's I wonder if this whole series. Each episode is gonna be like a Black Mirror episode instead of something like really bad comedically.
Yeah.
It's like the worst example of each form of like humor. It's but there's still like loads of self-aware jokes. It's just not a good TV show.
Fuck that.
It's like
you have to give it a watch.
It's like I'm telling you, it's an amazing hate watch.
I am interested in watching the first episode.
Like this, you will get a visceral reaction out of this film. I can more or less promise you that.
Yeah. Just start vomiting at my desk.
Oh, just like, you know, becoming an incel, you know.
Yeah, just start review bombing on IMDb all day.
I'm telling you, Velma will radicalize some people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just take a personal day and start spamming Mindy Kaling.
Yeah,
your show shit.
End up on a few, you know, lists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's not good. It's not good at all. I'll tell you one of my New Year's resolutions. I decided I was going to start watching more TV shows. That was one of, because I watch a lot of films. So I want more long-term media, more like
continuity,
long-term satisfaction. You know?
Yeah. That's
great. That ties into some of my other New Year's resolutions, but we're not talking about that.
Just get a lock, man. It's alright. Shakespeare.
I'm just edging constantly at the moment.
My New Year's resolution is to edge every day. No FAP 2023.
Edge every second of enjoyment or entertainment I can get. You know.
Yeah.
No, but I've been watching Atlanta. You ever watch Atlanta?
I've been commanded to watch Atlanta by my housemates before.
I am telling you, bro, it is so good. It takes a bit to get going, but like at a certain point, I think the hook for me, because I was watching, I was like, this is good. I'm like enjoying these characters, enjoying the vibe of this whole TV show, but now there's just this like level of like absurdity that's going on. That's just like so enjoyable to watch, but it's like kind of Twin Peaksy. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like in one episode, they go to a club, and the main character, Donald Glover, he's trying to track down the manager of the establishment to get paid for being there with his cousin Paperboy, who's a rapper, and Donald Glover is his assistant or manager, I should say. And he's tracking down the dude, and the dude just keeps like dodging him in like loads of different ways. Like at one point he just like goes behind like a revolving door, like wall in the middle of the nightclub, while Donald Glover has his back turned.
Oh, you're saying it, yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? And like, you can't find him. There's just like, it starts to get like really weird, but like not too weird, but just like out of the normality that the show had previously established. That's what I'm trying to say. And it just keeps escalating in that episode to the point where like in the B plot, I guess, or the A plot, Paperboy is, I don't know, this is like the C plot, I guess, actually. The C plot is that there's another rapper in the club, and one of the characters is like, yeah man, he's got an invisible car. And there's just photos of a guy just like leaning up against nothing, and like, bro, that's a fucking joke, there's nothing there. But then later on in the episode, you see him drive the invisible car, and he just like goes past, like just hovering in midair, and like knocks someone over. So like stuff like that starts to happen. It's like, it's so, you never know what's going to happen in each episode, and it's so entertaining. I really like it. And there's continuity, which is like, ooh.
What do you mean continuity?
Like repercussions are happening. Like Paperboy is getting bigger and bigger each episode, but as he rises, I guess the absurdity of certain situations, like becoming famous, start to get into it. As Paperboy, like there's an episode where Paperboy just wants to get a bag of green, and everyone that he meets just wants to take photos with him, or like wants to like be like, I'm with Paperboy. The drug dealers themselves, and he's like, I can't be having that. So like he goes away to somewhere else, and then it just keeps escalating like that. It's very good, very entertaining show. Yeah,
I've heard it's very, very good. Very good soundtrack apparently.
Oh man, the soundtrack's so good. There's a Death Grip song that plays in this. I was like, phew. I haven't seen a show that has played Death Grips before.
Yeah, what happened to them?
They just haven't released music in a while.
The world awaits.
Was I telling you I booked my tattoo?
No.
I'm getting a tattoo soon.
What's it of?
One of the Death Grip album covers.
The one with the willy?
No, I wish. I'm just gonna get a box like tattooed around my groin, yeah. And no, it's from the Money Store.
You censor your own dick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's a great idea. But no. Oh, that is very good. Oh, keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah, no. That sounds really cool, though.
It is good. I recommend highly.
Oh, yeah. How long is it, though? Some question.
There's 4 seasons out now.
It's on Netflix, yeah?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Oh, all right.
And it is 10 episodes a season. I think there's 11 episodes in the second season.
Hour each.
24 minutes each.
24? Okay.
Yeah,
that changes the game.
Not even an hour.
That changes the game.
Very, very watchable. Very digestible. Very good. Very, very good. But yeah. Do you want to go for a break?
Yeah, let's go for a break.
And now we are moving on to our recommended film for the week. Mysterious Skin, directed by Greg Araki, 2004, starring JGL, a very young JGL.
Very, very young.
A teenage hustler and a young man obsessed with alien abductions cross paths together, discovering horrible, liberating truth. Yeah, this is one that I kind of regret recommending because I didn't realize the type of film that it was. And while watching it, while I had the dread of everything that was happening on screen, it was kind of only amplified knowing that I had made Mark watch it. So it was just like regret constantly, like, oh, I can't believe I'm making Mark watch this because he doesn't like.
Man, I made you watch Lamora.
Yeah, I know, but like. Lamore I didn't have like as a visceral reaction.
It wasn't very good, yeah.
It was just like bad and boring. But this was like
this is upsetting to watch.
Very upsetting to watch. Yeah.
I actually wouldn't recommend anyone to watch this unless I know them really, really well. And I wouldn't,
like I know that Robin really loves this film, and she said, I remember like years ago she had watched this film, and she had said that she really wanted to recommend that film for Film Club back when there was like loads of people in Film Club. But she was like, I can't really recommend that people watch this film because I don't want to be responsible for people that aren't really super into films. Like this, like obviously people are into films, but this is like, very upsetting. Very, very upsetting, and it's not a film that you want to recommend to people. Even,
yeah.
I
wouldn't recommend it. I should watch that, man. I'd be like, it is a very artful film.
I would never say to someone like, you should, like, and not give any like warning whatsoever.
No,
which I know that I did do.
You did, yeah.
But I didn't realize how bad it was.
I knew because Greg Araki. I don't know.
We did Nowhere before, which wasn't.
We didn't. It was a strange film.
Very strange, weird film.
Yeah.
This is like 10 years afterwards. Is Nowhere 94? Or I think it is. When's it
I think you're right, yeah. But this is a whole different. This is a very
97.
It's a very different vibe. Very different vibe.
It's like more high budget, more mature, I guess.
Yeah, and immature in the wrong kind of way. You know what I mean?
So.
Yeah.
What's this film about, Mark?
What's this film about? It's about
content warning for this entire discussion. This film is very heavy about child abuse, and the effects and traumas that has on people in two very distinct and very horrifying and very upsetting ways. And I knew that that's what the film was. But all I had heard was, it's a film about a guy that thinks he was abducted by aliens, and he was actually abused as a child. I was like, that sounds really interesting and really cool and really like weird or whatever. But that is that's not the A plot. That's not the main thing that we see throughout the film, which is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character.
That's the C plot.
It's like the C plot, or very like it's a B plot, very effective B plot, very heart-wrenching and upsetting B plot,
It's good.
but it's not given as much time, I feel, as Joseph Gordon-Levitt's story,
Mm,
which is far more visceral and very more disturbing, upsetting, graphic,
Yeah, it's graphic, but like not
but
graphic.
not graphic either.
Well, there are parts that are graphic,
Mm-hmm.
but like not like
There's
graphic.
a rape scene
graphic.
that is not.
Oh man, that's,
It's zoomed
that's
up on the faces.
bad.
I know it's zoomed up on the faces, but you don't see any like body.
Yeah,
If you know what I mean, you don't see
That scene
what's
is
happening.
so awful.
Awful, so upsetting.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's so bad. That's
And
like
that's-
irreversible levels bad.
no, it's not. It's not that bad.
I thought it was pretty bad.
Have you seen Irreversible Scene?
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah,
Did you watch Irreversible?
I seen that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not that long and
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
and not that like
But it's like,
it's violent and and
dearie me.
fast cuts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
You're
there's
right,
like
you're right.
this film like zooms up on faces quite a bit, and that's
Yeah.
done throughout the entire film. Like so much of the film is just characters like staring at the screen, and you just feel the isolation of the character with those
Mm.
shots, and you really like focus on like their internal state because the acting is quite good throughout the
Yeah,
film.
the acting's very, very good. I have to say. Even the guy who plays, he's the paedophile in the film.
Mm.
So it's about two kids who get raped by a guy.
Ugh.
by like their little league coach when they're kids, and then it's about their trauma throughout their life as Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character becomes a male sex worker, and the other guy is
He can't remember.
he can't remember. He's repressed the memory and is like comes to believe that he was abducted by aliens, and that's why he was like has these weird memories and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and he had blackouts and stuff. So it's like, but that's how we read the film. But then like when you get into the film, it's like it's way more. It's very, very it's very close to the bone. It really focuses on the stuff that you kind of want to look away.
Yes,
that you
it
would-
forces you to look at what happened to
Yeah,
these children,
you would prefer not to watch a lot of what you are shown in the film.
which is kind of the point as well.
Yeah.
And it does in a way that you're not like you see enough.
You see enough, but also way too much.
Yes.
In my opinion. There's stuff I was like, this, like, there's if there's certain sequences or like shots that like if they went on a second longer, this film would just be illegal. Like it would just be full on illegal. But obviously it doesn't. It pauses and like cuts and stuff like that. But it is it's very upsetting. It is a deliberate move, but it's not like the B plot of your man thinking he was abducted by aliens and figures out it's uncovers his childhood trauma and stuff. That's a cool idea. But it's not really. It's not, as you say. It's not the main plot of the film. Really, it's like because it's about two lads, and primarily the main guy is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And the other guy is there as well, but it's not really his movie, even though it is about what they share between each other. But like, yeah, it's fucking rough, man. Jesus Christ, really hard to watch. Hard to watch. Yeah, they're it's not graphic, but you see, like, you just see stuff.
Your brain fills in
too
too much. Your brain fills in the details. Like
don't say that.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
You could like it's not showing you everything, but it's showing you enough that you're like connecting horrible dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's fucking.
I don't know how they got a guy and they're like, we're gonna pay you whatever $50,000 to play a pedophile in this film, and he plays the pedophile to a T, to a fucking T. He puts his whole like life and soul into this role. There's no way they paid you that much, man. Like, how does he? It's a great performance, but what the fuck? It's like you can never tell your family that you're in this movie, like. Like, what the fuck? He's so good. But holy shit. Like, how could you, like how the cameras, they're like cut. Like, how can you just go back to chatting with Joseph Gordon-Levitt after that scene? Like, oh, what's up? How are you? I'm going to go grab a coffee, do you want one?
We'll nail that scene, bro.
Yeah, we fucking nailed that one. With the fisting. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Like,
Oh, fucking hell.
oh, grim. brilliant. But it's a great performance.
Yeah, but even like in fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's very good in this film as well.
He's amazing.
And like
very good
the
performance.
fucking the bit where he's talking about, I can't remember who he's talking to. I think he might be talking to his mate, the guy that drives the car around. Can't remember the character's name. I can't remember any of the characters' names, to be honest.
I was distracted. Yeah.
I couldn't focus.
Through the tears,
yeah.
I couldn't really see the subtitles.
He's talking about like, oh, like no one will ever love me like he did, like what his abuser had done to him. He can't, like, it's just like a side of trauma where to explain what had happened to him, he has told himself, I was the special one, I was the most important one. So it's just, oh man, that's so fucked up.
Dire.
Absolutely
dire.
And at the end as well, when he's, going through what happened with the other boy and like explaining everything, oh man, like the gravity of that realization, like, because what has happened to him, but Jesus, when they tell you what happened, oh fucking hell, everything about it is just, it hits too hard.
It really does. It hits way.
I would
too hard.
never want to watch this film again. I never want to
I will never watch
in
this
like in the best possible way, to be honest, because like
it's a nicely shot, very well acted, very well pieced together film.
Mm-hmm.
It's the subject matter is so difficult,
yeah,
and so like grotesque, and like it's not about aliens. Like it's about
no,
it's just not about aliens. Yeah. It's about the worst thing you could possibly imagine.
I didn't think it was about aliens. I just thought the main plot was like more psychological, or like it is psychological, but it's just like it's the most brutal depiction of trauma I've seen. But it does end on a note where there is some form of a light. Like it's like you're never gonna get over this entirely, but you can live with it. You can get over your trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You just need other people with you because you can't do it alone.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's like there is
there's a sliver of light there. I thought it was a bit grim at the end.
It
as well.
Is still grim though, because it's just some like what has happened is like Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's even going through, that's just when Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a kid. Like everything else afterwards, fucking hell as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe they should have killed him at the end or something like that. I don't know, bit of catharsis. But yeah, it does. It's the ending. It makes sense, but still kind of like fucking hell, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I didn't think it was about aliens, but I thought it was gonna be more like Nowhere, where it's kind of like a teen film, and it's a bit freaky. There are obviously the whole B plot with your man thinking he was abducted by aliens is it's a bit funky, and it's like Nowhere.
Yeah,
and you're like, it's a bit cool,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Not majorly.
Obviously, the fact that he got raped is not like that's like the worst part. And like the subtext, it's all awful. And
then
but
all the neglect he went through from his parents.
Yeah. This guy got messed up, but like. Compare it to like the A plot. The A plot is like all that stuff, but like with no like aliens. So it's like, and there's like way more scenes where you're like, oh, I don't want to be in this room. I don't want to
be in this room with this gross man.
Yeah. But no, it is. It's very artfully made.
Mm-hmm. Very well shot.
Yeah, very well shot. Though there are, there are parts that could have been cut out, but it is. It's a very well made film. It's just the subject matter is so difficult. I don't know, but as I was saying before, like if this film was French, you'd be like, yeah, this is a French film.
Yeah, it was like Gaspar Noé. This one would be way worse.
Yeah, this is some French avant-garde film. You'd be
this was Lars von Trier. This would be way worse.
I mean, like if it was like some French. It was
but I mean more graphic. Like,
I don't think you get more graphic than what's in this. Like, even
there's a few scenes when he's an adult where they could have.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. But like,
and they would if they were French. Or Lars von Trier.
Ouch.
The French and the Lars von Trier are the only people that would have done worse than this.
Yeah.
And I just mean like the whole French extremity movement and stuff like that.
Yeah, French extremity. Where you'd kind of expect it. This is like an American indie film by a guy who made like It was like a fucking, you know, like Nowhere. Like if we've all seen Nowhere. I'm sure the listeners have all seen Nowhere.
It was a recommended film.
It was a recommended film, so you better
whenever
watch
that
it.
was.
But it's just like a funky teen movie.
God, where did that film rank in our rankings? I think it went pretty high.
It was not pretty mid, no. It was a good film, like.
You keep talking. I'll look this up.
But yeah, Nowhere is a funky teen indie movie from the 90s. This film, if you dubbed it over in French and said, fucking the Marquis de Sade made this film, I'd be like, that makes sense. I'd be like, that kind of adds up, or whatever, you know, whoever directed it. Just because it deals with like
36.
It's
Better than 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 got done dirty. Fellini, not a fan of you.
No.
We were not a fan of Fellini. But, you know what I mean.
This is the worst list of films of all time. Just looking back at that recommended films, Jesus.
What do you mean?
Some of the placings and that. Fucking hell.
No, it's a great list. I stand by my placings. I don't remember a single one. Except for the first one.
I remember the top 3 after that. Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah.
But yes, such a difficult film to watch. Very taboo subject matter, but it's not trying to be, you know, it's not like a Gasping Away where it's like, look at, you know, they're like fucking, it's like a Clockwork Orange, it's pulling your eyes out. It's like, you watch this. This is,
watch
this,
the horror.
you know, trying to wind you up. It's about, you know, it's showing you the horror in like a way more human way. Because obviously you are fully on the side of the protagonist.
Because it focuses far more on the trauma afterwards.
Yeah.
And how that affects them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because just like the depiction of like the parents and stuff like that as well when the kids are younger, and just like the circumstances around like everyone around them, like the parents, and just like how they play a part in it is just like so horrific. Just like children of neglect being taken for advantage of by a figure of power, you know. Hard stuff to watch.
Yeah, rough.
But a good film overall, and one that I will not be watching ever again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Maybe Greg Araki. Maybe we'll give him another go with something else.
There's other stuff that he's done that's meant to be very good.
Yeah. I think like, I mean,
Kaboom is meant to be good.
Kaboom, yeah. We'll have a look at one of those other films.
What else did he do? He did some other, like, some of the stuff around Nowhere. The Doomsday Trilogy, I think they're called.
Yeah, I'd vibe with another Nowhere.
I don't want to see this side of Greg Araki.
No. No more kid diddling.
I want to see that quality, but with a different story, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please.
That's the aspect. That's the aspect of this film that I want taken away.
The story. Yeah.
I just don't want to ever experience something like that again. It's so upsetting. So upsetting.
Yeah.
But no, that's a bad transition.
What?
Was it as upsetting as the Oscars?
No. It really wasn't.
Oscars was quite good. I gotta regret that transition, but we're gonna move along with it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, the Oscar noms were out. We're moving on to our return of.
We're returning to the Oscars.
The news section.
The return of the news section. Yeah. There's been no news.
There's been no
6
news.
months.
We haven't done anything. I mean, a few things happened. Like Avatar 2 is now way up. It's like number 4, I think.
Oh, is
number
it?
5, number 6 of like highest grossing films of all time. It has reached. It's reached the 2 billion mark.
So it's gonna overtake. What was it? Infinity War, I think. 6th highest grossing film of all time.
Okay, so no, it's not that far.
But
it's still 2 billion.
It will very quickly overtake. So it's on 2.026. Avengers: Infinity War is on 2.048. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is on 2.068. So it'll overtake them very, very easily.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I want to go see this film again.
Yeah, man. I honestly, because we won't see it again, probably ever.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'm never gonna watch it on TV. Like,
no,
you know, I'd be interested to go see it again. But yeah, it'll easily overtake those two. I don't know why we care how much money Disney are making, but it's just a fun game.
It's nice to see that Avatar 2 is doing good.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a fun game.
I wanted it to do good, and it's doing good.
Yeah, what we said. It just goes to show everything we say is pretty much gospel.
Everything.
We predicted that this would happen, and it is happening. So
we speak to aliens. They tell us the future.
It's your drama, man.
That's how the podcast works. No, yeah, but it's good. It's Avatar 2 is good, and the Oscar noms We're also pretty good. Loads of Irish representation, which good to see the lads out.
Absolutely. Barry Keoghan, Colin Farrell, and Colleen Kuhn.
Brendan Keogh. No, Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson,
Year one. I don't know what her name is, but she's also nominated. The woman in it. And then there was also a Irish.
The Irish
short
Goodbye,
film.
yeah.
Also, director, best picture, adapted screenplay, all the big ones as well.
Yeah, Michael McDonough. He's Irish. We're going to claim him.
Yeah.
As we do periodically every year.
We will.
Yeah.
Whenever it suits us best.
Because he's English, but he likes to pretend he's Irish. So that means you are Irish.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Close enough connection.
But yeah, any controversies? Do you have any beef with the picks?
Don't really care.
Same.
Don't care at all. I would like to see Everything Everywhere wins. I would like, just because that film is not a typical Oscar pick. It's kind of.
I wouldn't say. I'd say it would. It's kind of film that I kind of expected to get an Oscar nomination, but I wouldn't expect it to win. At any point.
I don't see it winning.
No, but I for that reason, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough if it wins. I wasn't the huge. I was the biggest Everything Everywhere All at Once hater in the world at one point, because I only gave it 3 stars.
You gave it 2 stars, you fucking liar.
Did I?
You gave it 2 stars.
Okay, whatever. Jesus, I'm still getting heat for this.
Yeah.
Still coughing heat.
You should. Watch it again, you fool.
Well, no, I said it was a good film, and everyone was like, oh, you're so wrong. But
2 stars is not a good film.
Anyway. I wouldn't mind if it won. Purely because everything else looks dog shit on the list.
Banshee's good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the other films.
Mm.
I'm talking pure shit. I'd like to revoke what I said a minute ago. Everything I say is totally unreliable. And I've never been honest my entire life. No.
Okay, so we got All Quiet on the Western Front. This is Best Picture.
That's
The Way of Water. Avatar Way of Water.
That should win. That should win. That should win. I want that to win.
No sense.
That's the one I want to win, but I don't think it will. For political reasons.
Banshees. Oh yeah, I'll have that win. Elvis. No. Everything.
Elvis is dog shit.
Fableman. Yeah. Tar. I haven't even seen Fableman or Tar.
All Quiet on the Western Front is definitely shit.
And then Top Gun Maverick, which makes less sense than Avatar being there.
How does Avatar not make any sense?
How does Avatar make sense?
How does Everything Ever All at Once make sense?
Because it's an art film.
So is Avatar too.
And it's also... Shut the fuck up.
It's a popular art.
Pop art.
Like a Marvel movie. Who do you want to win Best Actor?
Colin. Our boy.
Colin, what about Brendo? We've been supporting Brendan for years.
Brendan's supporting actor.
No, he's Best Actor.
No, he's not. He's Best Supporting.
He's Best Actor.
I want Colin Farrell to win.
Yeah, what about Brendo?
No. I'm pretty sure he should have got one. I'm sure he does. Surely.
What?
Brendan Gleeson already has a...
No, I mean Brendan Fraser, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
For the Whales. Yeah, I forgot there's 2 Brendans.
I thought you were Brendan Gleeson. It's like, but he's supporting. Yeah,
Brendan Gleeson used to live in my gaff.
Did he?
Yeah. Did I never tell you that?
No.
He used to live in my gaff in the 90s.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. Yeah.
A sympathy Oscar.
Not a sympathy Oscar, but just because I'm like, yup, the Irish. My yup Irish, Colin Farrell, you're a good Irish actor.
Yeah.
Takes over much more than the, come on, Brendan Gleeson, get back your career.
Yeah. Paul Mescal as well is also nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Prefer.
Do you think if he didn't get with Phoebe Bridgers that he would have been nominated?
Didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt
It's
anyway. Public profile.
I'm not going to say that's the reason, because I think the performance is very, very good. Have you seen After Sun?
I have not, no.
Very good performance. It's so realistic and stuff. I really want to watch After Sun again. I thought it was kind of alright, but it's one of those films that's really stuck with me over time. And I've just been thinking about it more and more.
What's it on? Movie, yeah. Cool. I got a movie free trial. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like when the subscription is up, will we get
a joint account?
That's not a bad idea.
Actually, it's a show, isn't it? Whenever when yours isn't for a year anyway.
Mine's up until
September, isn't it?
Yeah, September.
Yeah, we can get a joint account then.
We could get a joint account then.
€5 each, €6 each. That'd be grand. That'd be well worth the money.
There's Movie Go as well.
With the cinema ticket stuff.
With the cinema ticket,
we could actually use it.
We could actually use that.
So coming,
it's 2 of us, so
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah, a week, once a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming fourth quarter 2023, weekly
Sponsored
Parapod
episodes.
sponsored movie trips. Yeah. Bill Nighy also got nominated for Best Actor. You know what? I have a big confession to make.
Go on.
I'm coming out of the closet as a Bill Nighy hater.
What's your reason, bro?
I've never liked him in anything.
I've never seen him in anything, I don't really think.
I've never liked him in anything he's ever been in.
Except for like, oh no, wait, have I seen him in stuff?
You've definitely seen him in loads of stuff. He's in everything.
What's he in? Oh, he's good in Hot Fuzz.
He
He's
actually is good.
He's good in Shaun of the Dead. He's also Davy Jones. Jeez, he's loads of stuff.
He's Davy Jones.
He's Davy Jones.
I take it back.
Yeah, no, yeah. The
Have you ever seen him in
the work speaks for itself, you know.
The work speech? What do you mean?
Like he's in loads of good shit, and he's good in that shit.
Then he's in loads of terrible films.
Yeah, then he's also in
He's in loads of films that are actually good, but he's awful in them for some reason.
No, what's he in that fucking Love Actually?
Yeah. He's that's one of the most annoying characters in cinema. And About Time as well. About Time is actually a good film, but for some reason, he's really bad in it. I don't know why. I don't get it. But no, I didn't know he was Davy Jones.
Yeah, so
fair enough.
take that back.
Yeah, I'm wrong again.
Fuck it, let him win. Anna de Armas fucking is nominated as well for Blonde,
She is indeed.
which is like Blonde is leading in the Razzies nominations.
Is it? That's
as
a bit
well,
much.
for loads of stuff.
The Razzies are so mean-spirited.
Yeah, they're also. I hate the Razzies. I've never liked the Razzies. Never liked the idea of them.
Yeah, it just seems a bit mean-spirited.
Mm.
You know, why are you making fun of people? You tried.
Yeah, they tried to make a decent film, you know.
Yeah. At least go like they should be going after the biggest movies made, which are like 99% dog shit. They should be like, worse.
No, not even those films. I just think they just, like, I get the point of them, and like for a lot of people, Blonde does deserve like Razzies because they fucking hate it.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like, I don't like the idea of the Razzies still, regardless.
I'd be on board if they're like worst movie of the year, you know, like Doctor Strange 3 or whatever. Like your film was dog shit. Everyone hated it. That kind of like.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I think Thor got nominated for a bunch of stuff though.
Oh, fair enough. But they tend to pick on like indie films and like small
Films that no one's ever fucking heard of.
Yeah, films that like some guy like dedicated 10 years to make. They're like, your film was terrible. It's like,
Yeah,
what's the
passion
point of that?
projects.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Like, leave them alone. Anna de Armas, Michelle Williams, Kate Blanchett, Michelle Yeoh, and who the fuck is Andre Riseborough?
She's Mandy in Mandy.
Is she?
She is.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, and she's also in
She has the mad eyes.
oh, what's that fucking Cronenberg film? Not David, the other one. What's his son called?
David Cronenberg. I don't know. Oh yeah, his son
His
made
son,
the film. Yeah, with
Possessor.
Possessor. Yeah.
What the,
She's in Birdman. She's in loads of stuff.
she's in Birdman, I didn't know that.
She's in Birdman and Oblivion. And Death of Stalin. Ever see Death of Stalin?
Brandon Cronenberg. Jesus, that was killing me.
Brandon.
Brandon
Wouldn't have guessed
Cronenberg.
that now.
Have I seen? What was it called?
The Death of Stalin.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, it is. It's alright. I don't know why it was so acclaimed. Armando Iannucci, he is really good. But The Death of Stalin is not very good, in my opinion.
It's alright. Like, it's nothing major.
Mm.
Will we move on to the listener questions?
Let's move on.
We have got an email that you can ask us questions on. You can be one of the very few people that have ever asked us. The elite lists of people that have ever asked us questions.
The golden circle.
Yes.
The orange circle.
The precious few
Mm.
who've entered
The chosen few.
the kingdom of heaven.
We're choosing you right now.
You can ask us at theparopod@gmail.com, or you can ask us on Twitter or on Instagram at @paro_pod. Join us, ask us whatever questions you want,
Join us.
like these fine folk. Hannah is asking, how many is too many?
Too many?
The too many can vary.
6.
Six of what?
Six is the answer.
Six of anything.
Of anything. Think about it. 6 biscuits, 6 pints, 6...
6 bus journeys, I'm not doing that. 6 flights, that's way too much.
It's a six-legged journey. Yeah. I'm not getting 6 flights.
Ah, fuck that.
6 hours. It's just too long.
6 movies, that's too long.
6 movies. Couldn't possibly watch that.
6 seconds isn't too bad though.
6 seconds. Yeah.
But that's still slightly too many. Like, I have to
Yeah.
wait 6 seconds for something
Mm.
that should be, like, more instantaneous. That's annoying. That's too many seconds.
Yeah, fuck that. You know the Mayans used to count. You know the way we count blocks of 10.
Mm-hmm.
The Mayans counted in blocks of 6. You know, so they
They knew.
so they were like 6.
6 is too many.
Yeah, so they're like everything was just in multiples of 6, whereas we do it in multiples of 10 for some reason.
And multiples of 6 is quite difficult.
It really is. I get to 36 and I'm like, what's going on? What's the crack?
How did we get here?
Like, where am I?
What's next? Yeah, no.
And which is too many.
6 is quite. I think that's a good answer. I think you've talked me into
We
this.
cracked the code.
I think because I was thinking like, yeah, this is 6 can vary, but 6 is just too many of anything. 6 cans. It's
6
like
sequels. Yeah, 6 cans. You're just kind of uncomfortable. You know you're gonna
6
have
pints of water.
Yeah.
6 sausages.
Yeah. 6 kilos.
6
It's
kilos.
like I lost 6 kilos. It's like, that's way too. I gained 6 kilos. That's way too much. You know. Whereas if you said 5 kilos, you'd be fine.
Like, fair play, bro. But 6 is like just the moment. It's the turning point.
It's just too much. It's
It's just too much. That's it. That was a bang answer, Mark. I have to say, you've convinced me fully.
Sound.
Convinced me fully.
Oh, fuck.
6 on the Richter scale.
6, yeah, exactly. Yeah, 5 you're grand. Things are wobbling. 6, your bookcase are falling down. You know, your house is shaking.
And do you want to answer or read the next question?
I will. Our next question is coming in from Andrew. He is asking, was JFK murdered by the CIA? What do you think, on?
I think we're not allowed to answer that question. I think that's a question that we're gonna get in trouble for answering.
The last time we broached that topic, several men dressed in black arrived at our doors.
We got banned in more countries. We're getting copyright takedowns.
Yeah, we got banned from Twitter.
Banned from Twitter.
Yeah, we got banned.
But the question is how? How did they do it?
How
Where
they do it?
was, what's the story? What's the full story? Harvey Oswald. What's going on there?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think they definitely played some part in it. Bro, they were up to mad shit back then.
Definitely, yeah, I agree.
They were into mad shit.
Like the fact that he was a Cuban dissident, Apparently he trained with Castro and stuff. But everyone was like, all his mates were like, he's not communist. It's like, why was he training with Castro? He was in the CIA and he was a plant. And they used mind control like they did with RFK.
Mm-hmm.
Sirhan. He's innocent, by the way. He's also out of jail now. They used mind control to make him shoot Kennedy. But he didn't shoot Kennedy either.
He didn't shoot Kennedy either. The third man on the grass.
All the conspiracies are true at the same time.
All truths are equal.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say that.
All truths are, it sounds really profound.
I don't think I can say that. There's something definitely wrong with saying that.
All truths are equal. I'm just gonna start saying that in like everyday life.
talking about radicalizing someone.
All
Jesus.
truths are equal.
Yeah, obviously he did. Obviously the fucking CIA played a role in it. Come on.
Why do you think they killed him?
Bro, I don't know enough about JFK to fucking know. If blonde is anything to justify him.
Because he's mean to Marilyn. It's because he's Irish.
His dad.
The Anglos killed him because he's Irish.
Yeah, no, it's because his dad was, the whole voting thing that could have gone on there, using the mafia to sway votes and stuff like that, which is in The Irishman, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
They like sway the votes in Kennedy's favor, like the Irish mafia and stuff like that. It's like that. Yeah, that could have happened. There might have been a bit of that. Cuba, communism.
Pretty Cuba, to be honest.
Fucking just what the CIA were doing at the time with mind control and all that shit. Doing MK Ultra.
Doing bits.
Like
serious
what?
Bits.
As like, yeah, obviously at that stage it'd be like an assassination of a president, and then you'd have the guy that they think did it gets shot by some random person in the crowd. It's like, why did they do that? Fucking mad.
Yeah. It's way too cinematic.
Mm.
You know, every major moment, or not every.
Everything just leads like a fucking boatloads of questions.
Yeah. It's like, why was it? There's no other real instance of like someone getting like, you know, people get assassinated all the time, but the way he was assassinated was so cinematic. It was there to send a message. Sent a message.
Broadcast. You know.
Yeah, the power of TV.
Mm.
The power of TV. It's like in The Last of Us. You know, the first part of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
They talk about fungi.
Yeah.
And then they switch over to everyone's like staring. I thought The Last was going to go in a weird direction, like within the first minute, because he starts talking about it will turn you into zombies and like the fungus will infect you and turn you into zombies and you won't even know. And then it cuts to the crowd. Everyone's just there like staring like NPCs. I was like, is he talking about is he talking about TV? He's talking
masses.
About, yeah, is he talking about mass media and like visual culture? Obviously, apparently he wasn't.
I don't think
I
so.
was like, whoa, this is gonna be crazy. No, but they used the power of TV to kill JFK. It was Videodrome.
They did.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's
No, they killed JFK with a bullet. They killed the American popular spirit with TV. Think about it, man.
They assassinated them with it.
They assassinated. Yeah. Anyway.
Who else has like really weird assassinations?
Really weird assassinations.
You know, ones that leave like loads of conspiracies.
You know the Australian Prime Minister who just disappeared
No.
in the 70s. You know, like Australia was cooed by the CIA in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's never talked about.
No, actually, I said
Never.
yeah. I was like, yeah, sure, I believe they did that. Never heard that before,
They
but I
were
fully
cool.
believe it.
They were cooed. Pretty well, I don't know CIA, but they're like their government was just overthrown in 74, 75 or something like that. It's like the Governor General, you know, remember from history, the Governor General, the Queen sends over some fucking random guy, and she's like, you're in charge of that country. But it doesn't, in practice, doesn't really work.
Yeah, I only remember that in terms of 1916 Rising and our Governor General and all that shit.
Yeah, but in practice, he's not in charge of anything. It's like in
it's a bullshit job.
Yeah, like every royal job. But in the 70s, he was like, he dismissed the government just out of nowhere with like zero mandate in Australia. The Governor General was like, "No, fuck this, you're sacked." Sacked the Prime Minister, and no one did anything. You know, but there was a guy. One of the I can't remember his name, Howard or something. But there's an Australian Prime Minister who just floated off in a lake and just was never found. I don't know if he was doing anything crazy, but like he just disappeared. Like that doesn't happen with like, I don't think that's ever happened to anyone else.
What?
Like any other major leader, like
any other major leader? Like, that happens all the time, but not the major leaders. Yeah.
It happens all. It's like, oh yeah, your son floated off. We looked for a week, we can't find him. We're just gonna give up. He's dead. You know. But if you're like the fucking leader of like 20 million people, they're not gonna give up after a week. They have to find you. They just gave up. They're like, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. It's like there's no way he just
disappears.
Obviously he was doing something weird. But yeah, there's loads of. I'm sure there's loads. I can't think of any others though.
Yeah, it's like what about I'm trying to think of what about other deaths? Is there any deaths conspiracies?
Deaths conspiracies.
Like just like people who died and they're like, oh, this is the reason why. Any Illuminati ones that you enjoy? Those ones.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
No, I can't really think of any. You know Cesar Chavez. No, it's not Caesar. Hugo Chavez. Caesar. He was the hunger striker.
Yeah.
Hugo Chavez. Hugo Chavez went around for ages in the mid 2000s saying that the CIA were attacking him with a heart attack gun. And then he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
You know? And then it came out that they actually do have a heart attack gun. And everyone was like, that guy was crazy. No, he wasn't. He was just saying, like, what was actually happening.
You got attacked with a heart attack.
He got heart attack guns.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, this guy's full of shit. And then the CIA, like 3 years later, were like, oh yeah, we built this thing called a heart attack gun.
And it works. We
works. We tested it out.
We know
this
it works.
guy. This random guy, you don't need to know who he is. But like, yeah, stuff like that. He's dead now, though.
What's that one that's like, this isn't even going into conspiracy theories. What's that story of the 2 Russian spies and they were carrying like radiation around with them?
Well, yeah, the lead masks, was it? The lead mask story?
Oh, I can't remember.
Is this the same one? I love unsolved mysteries.
Same. It's
I
like
love them.
I can't remember what exactly happened, but they just leaked radiation everywhere.
They're carrying around. Oh, this is a different thing. I think.
Why? What's
I was thinking of something else.
what's the thing you're thinking of?
I was thinking of something that I can't really remember. I was hoping you'd fill in the blanks. But it was something about guys who had lead masks and wrote this weird letter and then went up on a hill and just died. And all they had no idea who they were, except for the fact that they seemed to have been involved in like radiation testing or something. And this, suspicious note that they left.
Oh wait, here it is. It was oh yeah. I think what happened was, I vaguely remember this. It was some fellow was in the hospital, and he was a spy, and two Russian dudes came in and killed him with radiation poisoning or something like that.
Oh, this is recently.
No, this is fucking like in the 80s or 70s. It's like
they're-
Cold War or 60s or something.
They were mad for that, yeah.
Mad, bro, man, it's a crazy story though. But you can just find like radiation poisoning like leaking everywhere.
Oh, and that's how they like track down what happened.
it's something like that. I can't remember exactly, but something like that.
Yeah.
Mad story.
Mm.
I was like, what's going on there? Obviously, like it's just so overt at what you're doing.
Yeah.
You think that spies would be more subtle?
I suppose they can do what they want, There's like, this guy's going to die in about 4 days. I'm going to get a flight out of here. And then I'm fucking grand,
Sorted.
You ever hear about the Dyatlov Pass incident? Ever heard about that?
No.
When something has an incident, that's going to be, it's a crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about these hikers in Russia in like the 1950s. And they were like experienced hikers. And they're on like a mountainside. And they just went missing. No one knows what happened to them. Well, like, we do know. Well, at the time, no one knew what happened to them the day they went missing. Then, like, 2 weeks later, they found them. Or they found their tent just, like, in bits. But it hadn't been, like, there was no avalanche or anything. It was just, there was just snow. Like, the tent had just been abandoned. And they found them all scattered around, like, in, like, the woodlands, like, kilometers away from their tent. And they all had no clothes on. But they're, like, they weren't together at all. Like, one of them was in a ditch. And his tongue had been ripped out, and one of them was like huddled up by a tree, and one of them was like seemed to have been making his way towards like the forest, like the tree line, in between the tent and the forest. He just collapsed and died. But for some reason, they all took off their clothes and just like fled, like totally randomly in different directions. Apparently in the middle of the night from their tent. Experienced hikers, and there's all these like. This weird shit about like how they had at their funerals, they had like their skin was orange, like radiation poisoning orange.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's all this weird shit about it. It's been debunked about 100 times, but I've read the debunkings and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I've personally read it. I'm like, that doesn't add up. No, but the Russian government's actual statement on it is like, we don't know what happened really, but it was probably nothing too big. They're literally like, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened to these people. They died.
Aliens.
We don't know why they died. Aliens are Russian nuclear testing, which they weren't supposed to see. Something fucking weird happened. There's a theory that the mountainside. See, like all these like skeptics online. It's something weird. Some weird shit happens, and like people come up with like the most convoluted explanation possible, and they're like, "This is a simple reason why this happened." So there's one explanation where like the mountainside and like the actual like the geography of where they were bounced the sound of thunder in a way that created an audio frequency which sends humans insane, basically. And they're like, and there's people saying this is a very reasonable explanation for why this happened. No, it's not. No, it's not. When does that ever happen before? But like it is.
I thought you were gonna say something reasonable. I thought it was like those ludicrous thing I've ever fucking heard.
Theoretically, it is very much possible. But like, it's like just admit it. Like we don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
We have no idea what happened. It doesn't make any sense what happened. Look at the evidence. Do your own research. Look at the evidence. It's a very interesting story. Very interesting story.
What's that called?
The Dyatlov, Dyatlov, sorry. Very interesting story, in my opinion. I was like, oh. Dyatlov. It used to be a staple of YouTube top 10 countdowns of unsolved mysteries.
That's a banging mystery.
It's a good mystery.
Unsolved mystery.
Good mystery. Soviet era, radiation shenanigans, It's literally right around when the Soviets were like developing, like escalating their nuclear program. So something weird happened there. It's a really freaky story anyway.
I don't like unsolved mysteries where it's just like a murder that just happened and no one can explain it. I prefer like there's something. I know that's that's a death, but it's not a murder.
Yeah, they died, but like
it's mysterious. Like what the fuck happened to them?
Yeah, there's no explanation for why or like why they did what they did.
What about your man? Oh, what's your man's name that jumped out of the plane?
Oh, DB Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh, I love DB Cooper. That's great.
Crazy
that's
story.
A great story. Yeah. Yeah, he proper folk. Like everyone hopes he got away. Like
I hope he got away.
Everyone hopes he got away. What an insane! It's like imagine having the balls to do that. Like the actual balls. Absolutely crazy. And again, they're like, "There's no way this guy survived." It's like,
yeah, no, there's no way.
It's like, yeah, there actually is pretty much. It's pretty much impossible that he survived. But at the same time, we all have to hope. We live in hope.
Will I read him one of the greatest unsolved mysteries?
Yes.
Let's go on this some fucking website, rd.com. Sickening noises. In December 2016, a CIA officer checked in to American Embassy's health office in Havana, suffering from nausea, headache, and dizziness. Days later, 2 more CIA officers reported similar ailments. By late 2018, the number grew to 26 Americans and 13 Canadians experiencing nausea, hearing loss, vertigo, nosebleeds, and focusing issues. In all the cases, victims claimed that the symptoms were triggered by a strange noise they'd heard at their homes or hotel rooms. One person said the noise was high-pitched, another described it as a beam of sound pointed into their rooms. Some insisted that the noise more closely resembled marbles rolling along the floor. The illnesses confounded medical experts. Doctor at the University of Pennsylvania, who examined some of the victims, diagnosed concussion-like symptoms, but found no signs they'd suffered concussions. We know what you must be thinking. The Cuban government is up to something, right? The Cubans vehemently deny they're responsible, and many American investigators believe them. That's because they still don't know who or what made the victims sick. Was it a new type of weapon? The CIA claims it doesn't know any weaponry that could cause these symptoms. These are the same guns that made a heart attack gun.
Yeah,
like,
come on.
What about ultrasound? One theory holds that a pair of covert eavesdropping devices placed too close to each other by Cuban agents may have inadvertently produced such a reaction, like the kind of feedback you hear when someone stands too close to a microphone. But the FBI found evidence. Just keeps going on about other possibilities. That's a solid unsolved mystery.
That's a great mystery. That's a mystery where I can get behind what they're doing. Whoever's doing that. CIA in Havana, great to see. They're getting wound up a bit. I read because I heard about that before. I read something about how one of the guys, there might be an element of mass hysteria too, because one of the guys was talking about how he was out one night, he was on like assignment in Havana, and he was out one night like on his downtime, and he met up with these Russians. He ran into these Russians who were kind of on the same team, but obviously on a different team.
Mm-hmm.
And they drank, and they had like loads of pints, and they had a big night out and stuff. And he woke up the next day, and he had all these symptoms. It's like nausea, just like kind of generic. He just felt really unwell, and there's like a ring in his ear. And he came forward, I think, after the start of the first kind of reports that they were feeling unwell. And he was saying like, this is like, I've been a victim of like some kind of mind raise or whatever. But like, everything you described is just like the symptoms of a hangover, like every part of it, and they basically dismissed them. But apparently there are some people who are like actually like fucked in the head, based off something that was happening in Havana. And I have to say, I'm here for it. I'm down for this. I'm down for this. Whatever the fuck is happening there, very strange place.
The weird thing is the brain injuries, like the physical concussion symptoms.
Yeah. Sounds. It's physical. Physical.
Strange. That's a good mystery.
Yeah.
What's your favorite unsolved murder? I don't like these ones, but go.
Unsolved murder. Oh, that's hard. Oh, the Zodiac Killer has been my favorite
Yeah,
one. That's
Zodiac
just
Killer.
this is murders. This murders.
That's someone that I never got caught. I was like, that's
Or
mad.
Mr. Cruel. That's a great. That's deep lore.
That's horrifying,
that's
though.
deep
Yeah.
lore. Yeah. There's something really horrifying about that.
Mm-hmm.
And bizarrely, like it's not like a famous case. It's just like, oh, that's just how Australia is, you know.
Yeah.
These
That's what we were talking about earlier.
These things happen.
That's a full circle right there.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, some guys go around masks, abducting children, sending ransom notes, sending them back to their kids or back to their parents.
Awful fucking, oh God.
That's a horrible case.
Yeah, they had the boy in the box recently got solved.
The boy in the box, I don't.
Well, they didn't.
I remember
They
the
didn't get
name,
solved, but they found out who he was.
Oh,
They just found a boy in a box inside the road, and he'd been like there for ages.
mm,
And then eventually they did like tests on him recently, and they discovered who he was.
yeah.
But it's just like for years they're just like, don't know who this kid is, or like what happened to him, or like who his parents are, or like anything. Just a boy in a box.
Those are always so grim.
Mm.
There's a site, I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's 411, but it's like 3 numbers or something. But it's basically a list of people who went missing in the US.
Oh, there's a documentary about that.
Yeah, it's just a wiki of people who went missing. And it has like really creepy reconstructions of their faces based on like skeletal reconstructions. But like the amount of people, it's like the stories are just like, there's not even stories, it's just like people who just no one knows what happened to them, you know? No one knows where they went. It's like really depressing to read. But
it's like someone knows what happened to them.
yeah, obviously someone does. Yeah. Fucked up. That's America though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't see it here.
Oh, it's creepy.
So they say.
Creepy shit. Good way to keep the year going.
That's it.
Keep the ball rolling, Mark, with what is our recommended film for episode 110.
That's a great question. Next week's recommended film is SLC Punk, a 1998 film by James Marandino. It's about 2 former geeks who become punks and then party the night away and decide what to do with their lives.
Sounds chill.
Chill.
Sounds slackery. Sounds good.
That's the vibe we're going with. A bit of a chill, more chill, lighthearted vibe. And I hope you join us.
Hope you have a chill one next week.
Absolutely.
Hope everyone's a good one. I swear to God, I'm so excited for this weekend because the Royal Rumble is happening. So
that'll be part of next week's episode.
that will be part of it whenever. Well, not next week's episode. Next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. Right.
All right.
Good night. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.